a lot of people now, I think, are becoming more aware of this kind of healing journey concept, self-discovery, self-growth. And then it led me to thinking, like, are we, and you could say if I'm wrong, but are we intellectualizing it too much and not getting into our bodies? Because there's a thing that we can do a lot more kind of reading around it, but are we trying to intellectualize and rationalize it, but becoming really disconnected from our bodies at the same time?
Wow, I think you hit it on the dot. I think that's like a major sort of disconnect where we can like, you can read so many self-help books, so many therapy books, you can learn all of these terms, but like know your attachment style. You can just go on and on with learning all of these different sort of psychological terms. But if you are not in contact with your body and your emotions, like literally being able to build a sense of felt self-awareness and being able to understand how these emotions are impermanent, that they arise and pass away, and also able to develop a sense of non-reactiveness so that you can feel the intensity of your emotion without adding more fire onto it, then you're going to miss out on very deep growth. And I think, the crux of what I was able to gain through meditation and why I was able to transform my life was like the style of meditation I jumped into. It wasn't full of like, tons of terms and all that. It was like, just start feeling your body, start feeling it. And when you're able to feel the truth of the universe within the framework of the body, particularly the truth of impermanence, it opens you up and makes you realize like, whoa, the thing that I've been fighting this whole time is change. I don't like change. I don't like when bad things happen. I don't like when good things go away. I don't like how ephemeral reality is. And part of the way to get much more comfortable with change is not just intellectualizing about it, but it's being able to feel it, like feel yourself as you're going through the changes.
I think like fluidity sits with me when you say change, because I kind of went through something very similar when I left New York, and I had kind of that rock bottom moment, which was a big catalyst for me. But even in this last year, I wouldn't say that there was like a big moment in my life, but there was a huge relationship breakup, which was a massive catalyst for change for me. And that felt like a rock bottom moment in a very different way than it did when I had burnout, And so I think getting to this concept of healing even that term can feel really overwhelming for some people. And some people will say, well, why do I need to heal? I didn't have such a traumatic childhood, or I didn't have the trauma that you're speaking about. I didn't hit rock bottom. And I think that's like a really important kind of conversation to open up. It's like, is it just these moments of rock bottom, or is it just these moments of like extreme heartbreak? Like, why do people need to heal?
Yeah, I'm so glad you're asking that. I think more and more people are understanding. I think the Eastern world has understood this a little better in like, sort of in Buddhist traditions, Vedic traditions, understanding how the things that you're feeling, the way that you're reacting, they're leaving imprints in the subconscious of the mind. Like it is deeply getting imprinted. Like even if in that moment you felt a lot of anger, and then some time passes and the anger goes away from the surface level of the mind, anger has been imprinted into your subconscious, and it predisposes you to not only seeing the world in the way that you saw it before, literally your perception being tainted by the past, but it makes you predisposed to feeling that same type of anger again and faster, right? It builds that reaction of anger. And you can take, whatever it is, anger, whatever emotion it could be, sadness, anxiety, whatever people are inclined to. So whether you have experienced serious trauma or not, you have definitely felt big emotions, a lot of anxiety, a lot of sadness, heartbreak, whatever it could be. And that's one thing where, a lot of times I think there are some sects of psychology that believe that the subconscious is formed primarily within the first 7 years of your life or something like that. But I would say not at all. I mean, the subconscious is constantly in motion, right? And a heartbreak that could happen when you're 27, or losing your mom when you're 33, that is just as big as something that could have happened when you were 5 years old. And it will leave an imprint and it'll become this, like, a defining moment in your life. So we have to think about the way that our minds are constantly taking in these imprints. We're constantly making these big reactions, and they're affecting our perception. They're affecting the way that we're moving through the world. They're not allowing us to fully connect with the present. So whether you've experienced serious trauma or not, you can definitely benefit from, call it healing, call it personal growth, call it self-development, call it whatever you want, but cultivation. Like, you can definitely benefit from that.